Well, good morning, friends. If you are, having power this morning, maybe you're watching this. I know thousands were without power last night because of the thunderstorms. Now we have another line of thunderstorms coming through the area. You can see them right in through here. Boy, this is a pretty good, fast-moving line coming on across Ada and Canyon County this morning. A lot of reds in there. Heavy thunderstorm activity with gusty winds and hail with these storms. And, of course, the dangerous lightning and the downpours. So you can see there's a big mass moving right up into the foothills, into the mountains. There could be some flash flooding along Highway 55. And then back here, right around the Canada border, this is a Canada Road, rather. This is right around the Ada and Canyon County border. Coming on down to the south, you can see this big line here. Anytime we see that line where it's kind of stretched in a line and it bows a little bit, a lot of gusty winds with that. And so let's go and take a look and see what we have here for wind speeds with this associated with it. We have our guide here on our right. And if we go on in, we can see that the gust of winds, because we can measure the raindrops in the storm. Yeah, we got some 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we are getting winds up around 45, 50 miles per hour in some embedded storms. And that's with that line that's coming towards Kuna right now. And so you really want to get indoors and stay away from windows as this passes through in case any objects get blown around. This is continuing to move rapidly towards the east at a pretty good clip and to the northeast. So very strong gusty winds associated with this. Let's go and take a look at a different map here with the National Weather Service website. And yeah, there's a flash flood watch out. So I mentioned that flash flooding could be in the mountains. Look at that, flash flood watch out because of these storms and all the rain that came through last night. This added precipitation is really going to soak the ground real quick. So let's take a look here at our observation, see if we got any gusty winds out there across the Treasure Valley this morning. Looks like we're seeing some wind gusts observed around 25, but we don't see anything down here where those storms are moving on through. Here is the latest radar. Let's get the current image, and there you go. So you can see the heavy storms right on up in towards the foothills. So we get this red little area right in through here that's right up on top of Hidden Springs, just moving north of Hidden Springs up around the Dry Creek area. I know there's a lot of construction up through there. And so with that, there's going to be a lot of mud around Hidden Springs. Let's go down and see where this line is. This is just around Chinden Boulevard there, coming in towards Capitol High School, by Cole Christian Elementary School. Pretty heavy rains coming on through there right now with the little orange area, so there could be some thunderstorms in through there. And then we see the Flying Y is now clear. And I lost my mouse. And I lost my mouse. And so the Flying Y area is now clear. Let's do it by hand. All right, I'm going to go back to this map here and put the radar on there for you. So there you go. So we can see what we're looking at. So thunderstorms continuing to come on through the area right there. And so while you were looking at that, I am going to go get batteries for my mouse. How to change a mouse battery. Got to be a genius to do these things these days. All right, I'm still here. I just having some technical difficulties. see that? Just almost took my eye out changing a mouse battery. Out with one, in with the other, and now we're connected. All right, back in business. It's pretty good pit crew action. I could work over maybe the Daytona 500 for some folks. Changing some tires. All right, let's update this line here. I'm looking, yeah, pretty good little line coming through Meridian now, back down towards the Snake River area. What I want to do here, because I know a lot of folks are thinking, hey, what's the weather going to be like for the game tonight? So let's go and take a look and see what we can come up with for that. Let's go northwest. And let's see if this goes out for us. Yeah, it will. And so for the game, we're going to see this computer forecast model here, which will go out with a 12-hour forecast. So it looks promising. So it's showing the rains from this morning, moving on through the area. That dot right in the middle of your screen, that's Boise. Let's slow down the loop and take it image by image. And yeah, so let's see game time. So I believe it's in the evening here. So right there around 0Z. Bang out, back out here. Gives us a better idea of where the time is. Yeah, so time here coming up. Matter of fact, let's stop it. This is right around game time. So we see there are a few showers around the area, but here's the stuff that's out there this morning, and this model doing a good job of picking up that shower activity and thunderstorm activity coming on through even as we speak. Good little cluster of storms there. Notice the heavy reds and oranges back up in the mountains with heavy rainfall coming down through there. And then you can see it move on up into the Boise Mountains, but this is going into around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And maybe a small little shower thunderstorm down in the Oahes around the Snake River Valley this afternoon, but by game time it looks like most of the activity will move on out. So certainly some good news according to this model. Let's take a look at some precipitation and see how much water is going to come on down. Total precipitation. So this will show you why we are concerned with flash flooding. You can see a lot of little dots up there in the higher elevations. And so the scale brings a ½ inch to an inch. But notice this is coming down in a real short amount of time. So again, with all the precipitation that came in last night, we are going to see heavy precipitation move on in over the mountains in a short amount of time. So when you get in that green shade there, you get up around 1 inch, 2 inches, maybe a ½ inch. So a lot of this we divide by 2 to see the total precipitation coming on through. And you can see the fast-moving storms not leaving a lot of precipitation in the Treasure Valley. But in the mountains, that's where we're seeing a lot of stuff take place. I'm just hearing some thunder outside here right now. So let's see if the lightning, oh, here's a pretty cool thing. Some hail, excuse me. Let's see how much, some hail we got going on. So yeah, so now you can see some of the hailstones that are coming down with this. That's a pretty cool graphic right there, actually. Yeah, so these are all areas where we could see some pretty good size hail. Looks like the scale they're giving us gives up to a ¼ inch when you go from that purple area into the blue, and maybe to a ½ inch in diameter in some areas. So that's pretty cool stuff right there. So if you're looking for some hailstones, some of these storms may put down some hail. Notice this up here, getting some pretty good grapple size up here. So Could get some pretty good hail up in the mountains with this as it moves on through. And then you can see some of the storms here in Ada and Canyon County. Again, that dot is Boise. That bring a good swath with the storms coming on through. Maybe some small hail with this. And then now let's take a look at the winds. Let's get the wind gusts with the storms. And let's go back and let's put it on the loop for now. When you get it zoomed in, it doesn't give me a chance to do the loop. Looks like the wind for the game tonight, but there's the winds for the storm. So you got some yellows in there, and then look at the whites and the purples up here with that band going up to the mountains. So right about here is McCall, and then there's Boise County. And so watch this come on through again. Now this one I am going to go and slow down. Yeah, so this is the time. It's right about now, actually. So let's take it an hour or so out from now. Yeah, so check that out. So we got the gust of wind coming on through even as we speak through Ada County, and so that gets the model doing a pretty good job with this. Looks like 20 to maybe 35 mile per hour gusts. So wind's not quite as strong as last night. We had 53 miles per hour on average across the Treasure Valley, bringing down all those trees and power lines, and thousands without power in Boise alone. Of course, power outages were all across the Treasure Valley with this last night. But there's a good gust of wind, but notice up here we got some purples and some whites. So now we're looking at 55 mile per hour gusts. So there could be some downed trees, power lines, mudslides, just a mess up around 55 going on up into the high country, back out by McCall. So that's coming within the hour as the storms kind of race off towards the north and the east. And let's go to around 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon, and you can see that line moves on through. Winds around game time will be much lighter, but yeah, so that's the deal with the thunderstorms we have coming on through right now. Let's go and update this map and take some street level looks at the thunderstorms that are coming on across the region. So you can see that line smack dab right around Kuna now, coming up through Canyon County, heading towards the Boise area. If you're out around in the Boise area, it is going to get wet real quick. Definitely don't want to be on any golf courses. If you saw what happened at that U.S. Open or PGA Championship where the folks got struck by lightning, you didn't want to get indoors. You certainly want to get indoors. So there's Kuna. You're down around Black Cat Road area here with this heavy cell. Looks like down around Murphy, getting on up towards West Kuna Road and Swan Falls Road. So it's pretty far south down to the south, but moving up to the north and the east at a pretty good clip. Looks like we are getting into around Sunbeam, South School Avenue in Kuna, West Shoreline Road, right around Indian Creek in the Kuna City Park. Heavy rains coming on down. Just a tremendous amount of rain right now. North School Avenue and getting on up towards Deer Flat Road. So that's down around the Kuna area. And back over towards Nampa, we got just some rain showers, nothing tremendous in Nampa. Southeastern areas of Nampa getting some heavy rains and some thunderstorms. Middleton, some showers. Nothing back towards Parma and Nissa at this hour. And then you can see up here, North Ada County, Hidden Springs getting on up towards Horseshoe Bend. Some heavy rains and thunderstorms moving on through. Bogus Basin. Love Bogus Basin, but Schaefer Butte getting some heavy rains right now. Yeah, up to Bogus Basin again. Those folks are great. What a great summer. A lot of people up there mountain biking and winter around the corner. Of course, my winter weather outlook is coming up, so stay tuned to that in future broadcasts. Let's go and see other areas. Mountain Home looking dry right now, but you can expect some of these storms to come through your area too, and then moving on off towards the north and the east. Quick glance at the model data forecast here for the game tonight. It is looking pretty good. Partly cloudy skies to clearing skies, rain showers tapering off, winds light, temperatures going to be cooler I should say, but a beautiful evening. Should make for a beautiful sunset. 73 degrees, dropping back into the 60s when the sun starts to go down. And then much cooler over the next couple of days. Look at this. A lot of rain coming in and 74 degrees on Sunday. All right. Well, that's it for this streaming event. Watch out for the thunderstorms. I have to work this afternoon, this evening, so be safe out there. Go Broncos.